I've got the looks and the charm of an old movie star. Cary Grant, if you will, so I find it bizarre that this girl should refuse to step into my car. She must be shy, she'll come around, it's just a matter of time. Aurora, Aurora,
Hey there, Screen Beans, and welcome to Screen Snark, the podcast that celebrates all of the shows that are in our eyes, on our minds, and in our hearts. I am Rachel Quirky Shank.
And I am Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon.
Aha, no jokes.
No
this
jokes.
time.
We're jokeless.
Nah.
We're just a couple of jokeless jokers.
Yeah. I'm still too exhausted from FlameCon, all
Same,
right?
honestly.
Oof.
Just an update on that. We have not yet released our panel to the public, but we did record it. It will be an episode of Fun and Games, I think, in 2 cycles, because we have some other content come out first, but you will be able to hear that panel that we did soon in that feed, so keep an eye out for that.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun and very gay, which was the whole point. But enough about how gay we are. It is time to talk about one of my favorite all-time rappers who has graced us with his presence on this show. The incredible Beefy, Beef Thompson, is here. Beefy, welcome.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so
Thanks for
happy.
being here.
I'm not as gay as maybe you guys are, but I'm going to be here for a general good time and for like my own medium level of gayness that I'll be adding and contributing to the podcast.
We appreciate that. That's
Yes,
all we can
that's-
really ask.
Always welcome. Any level of gay. Spicy, mild, medium,
Ooh,
fair
any
day,
kind.
like all the spices.
I love it.
I'm so excited to have Beefy on. Beefy reached out to him and he's like, "Hey, Matt, I got a new album coming out," which I knew already because I follow your shit. And and he's like, "Can I come back on the pod?" And I was like, "Yes, but I'm going to bring you on a different pod because I do too many." And so here we are.
Gotta guess them
The
all.
funniest thing is that within 24 hours of when you messaged me, Beef, so did Word Burglar. Like, "Hey, Matt, I got a new record coming out." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right. I'm awash with rappers."
Yeah. We all decided, hey, end of August feels like a good time. Like August time frame feels like a real good time for albums.
So
And,
many.
Wordberg, Mega Ran. There's lots of really good
Schaefer,
stuff if you listen.
all of them.
Schaefer's, yes, absolutely. It was the first
So
one
many.
that hit it.
But we're so happy to have you. We're going to talk about that new record and your rapping in general in a little bit. But as always, to start, we're going to talk about the most recent things we've watched. And I am going to go first. And it was very weird. Typically, I'm like scrambling to watch something for the show because I've forgotten that we're recording and I haven't watched anything recently because I'm behind on editing or I've been playing the video game too much. But over the last week, because a bunch of the shows that I watched with my spouse were hitting their season finales, I concluded like 3 different shows in a row, which was pretty funny. One of them I know Rachel's talking about on their other podcast, The Sandman. Taking it slowly and doing 2 episodes at a time. We just finished that and then even watched the bonus episodes. I also watched the season finale of Only Murders in the Building, which I know I've brought on the show before, which was phenomenal. It's such a great show.
My wife won't stop talking about that show, and I have no idea what she's talking about, but she loves it so much.
It's very good. It's a very good show. It's a show about podcasters who make a podcast about an actual murder that happened in their building. And the second season is about someone getting framed from that podcast. It's very good.
Once you catch that murderer, this is going to be really relatable content for you, I feel like.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, we're still on the hunt for our
Unfortunately,
murderer.
he is on the large. Yeah,
He is
he's
on
at
the
large.
He's at large.
On the large. I'm on the large. That guy is at large. Here we go.
And I did finish the most recent season of Westworld, which I know I've talked about on the show before, which was like, look, I don't know how that show keeps blowing my mind because they're just making it up at this point. None of it is based on the Michael Crichton novel, but yet every time I'm like, this is great and I love it. I'm either a sucker or it's actually good TV. I couldn't tell you really at this point.
Yeah. I feel like Westworld is really good at just, you said that they're just making it up at this point. They just, I don't know what's happening. I never know what's going to happen. I don't think they do. After season 3, I was like, but then everyone was like, no, season 4, they kick it back in again. And I'm like, okay, well, now I got to go watch Westworld again. All over again.
Yeah, it was a really good season. But I'm going to take it back to The Sandman and talk about that for my actual pick. Because of modern comic book TV and movies, I think it's my favorite thing that's been made. And I'm not even a diehard Sandman fan. I remember reading the comics. I have trouble remembering the narratives. My spouse, Sarah, knows them better and could actually tell me. Also, the episode titles were based on the issues that they were doing. They were kind of doing a comic per episode. But I didn't realize how used to I had gotten the Marvel stuff. Like, I like the Marvel stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually enjoying She-Hulk. I enjoyed a lot of the Disney Plus stuff, but like, it's a certain level of quality pretty through line for all of them, right? The Sandman just feels like it kicks it up a notch. It just, from the production to the acting to the writing, I really feel like the show is on another level. And also, it tries really hard to look like the illustrations from the comic, which I actually really like. And so I've really dug it. Also, like, I'm a sucker for an emo boy, which is all Dream is, like the dark hair, talking very sullenly. Like, I'm just a sucker for it. It made me miss my dark brown hair because I'm a blonde now, and it's like, oh man, I could be rocking the Dream look if I had my old hair. Instead, I look like the Corinthian, and nobody wants that.
I don't know. I think there's some.
But everybody kind of does want it because every time the Corinthian enters the room, everyone's just like, "Oh my god, hello, the person."
Ooh la la! No, keep the glasses on, but
mamacita. They sweat him so much.
They do.
It's wild.
It is pretty wild. But I really liked the writing. I mean, I felt like a lot of it, from what I remember, followed the comics pretty closely. I thought the casting was incredible. I'm blanking on the actress's name who plays Death in the series, but she was in The Good Place. And she is, I think it's something Kirby.
Oh, Kirby's. Oh yeah, I was thinking about the lady that plays Lucifer,
who also is great. Like that, the episode with Death they did is just such a heartening episode, and such a sad episode, but it's done so well. Rachel, I don't think you've seen the whole season yet, right?
No, yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it.
I'm still on that slow drip because these episodes are so dense and so full of this unbridled whimsy that it's just like, I gotta take this one at a time. It's so good though, like, ugh.
I go on about like how I really like, the week to week stuff where that Disney does because of all the, hey, we can interact about it and stuff. That being said, I shotgunned all of Sandman in a day, and that's how I wanted it because I was like, I can't. No, and another one hit me up with this next movie that you guys have prepared for us because you're right. They put a ton of work into it. There's like, I think it was like 9 live action episodes, 10 episodes, something like that. It felt like they had more to work with or more budget or something than some of those Marvel episodes because there's just so much CG in it. It all looks great. Yeah, like, I was surprised. And you said that they did a lot of the comic stuff. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like some parts of it that you could put the comic right up next to it, and it probably looks dope around the movie. Like, I'll be honest, this looks so cool. But I never read Sandman. I just, it's always been around like, one of those classics that everyone should and has already read, obviously, like Watchmen and stuff like that. But I looked at Sandman, the comic book, and I was like, that's a lot of words. I could read like an actual book. That's supposed to be the funny pages. What is this? What are you doing to me? A novelist? Well, it makes sense. But yeah, this show is so damn good. Like, I ate it up. I ate it up over the course of like a Monday. It was amazing.
The funny thing is, like, Sarah and I try not to binge stuff. We try, like, we'll watch a few things back to back, but if we really get sucked into stuff, and it was like, they had asked me to watch The Sandman with them, and I was like, yeah, of course. And we watched one episode, and immediately we were both like, another? And like, we watched like 3 in a row. And it's just interesting to me that I've kind of gotten burned out on the whole binge model. I think part of it is just like, I don't have a lot of free time, and if I'm binge watching a TV show, to me that is not the same equal of importance, which is just a personal thing, to like playing a video game or editing a podcast or listening to music or whatever else. I like watching TV, but I prefer video games or music to TV at every turn. But there are some shows that we just like really get hooked in, and like the Disney Plus stuff has become appointment TV for me and Sarah. But when Netflix does drop a whole season and we can watch it, we'll kind of just get sucked in. We got sucked into a really stupid sitcom on Hulu that we haven't finished yet called Maggie. It's about a psychic who goes on a date and sees the future of that boyfriend, and so they break up. And then that boyfriend moves into the same building she's living in and is friends with her friends. And it's just like, it's hilarity. It's a very sitcom-y premise. And I don't know that I would say it's good, but it's entertaining. And so we ended up watching a bunch of episodes in a row. honestly, I wasn't even watching it first. I was on my Switch while Sarah was watching it. And then I kind of stopped playing. Yeah, I just got pulled in.
Pulled you in, baby. She got you pulled in. That's that junk food TV. You just kind of pop it in. It's popcorn, but not like the big popcorn movie. It's just like I'm intaking this.
Yeah.
Is it good for me? Am I gonna grow from it? Probably not. But I'm gonna enjoy it in the meantime.
Yeah. But Sandman was one of those things that we absolutely did get sucked in, and I agree, Beefy. Like there's something about it that feels next level compared to the kind of comic book stuff we've been getting. And again, it's not bad. I've been enjoying, like, I loved Multiverse of Madness, even though a lot of folks didn't. Like, I don't dislike any of those films. I think even the Star Wars stuff, I enjoyed the most recent Star Wars stuff, but I just feel like Sandman was just doing something on a different level, but I couldn't even articulate to you specifically what it was. Right?
It's such a unique story and unique characters, I think, in it. Like, I feel like we do get, I love all the Marvel stuff. Like, I'm just a big old geek for it. I just love it since Iron Man, because I was a little kid and that's when I got into comics and it all happened. It was all good. But this was, I can't remember the last time Netflix did something that I wanted to just straight up binge. And like, I'll eat a couple of these episodes, that's fine, but I got other stuff I could be doing. But Sandman, I was like, shit, I got it. They wrote it real well for like television. Like, it's all these big contained stories. It's all a movie. There's all 3 acts and everything like that. But then there's always the little bits that come on back for next episode. Or, I mean, you could wait. You could go do work, or I guess. But you could watch another episode of Sandman as well.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite moment out of context of everything else is, I don't want to spoil it if Rachel hasn't met this character yet, but a very famous voice actor plays a CG character in this show, and like two of them, and so there's 2, and like the minute he walked in, I was like, oh, I know who that is. That's amazing. Of course he's in this. And like, are you familiar with the comics, Rachel?
Only vaguely. I read Preludes and Nocturnes once.
There's a character named Marv who's a pumpkin-headed gardener. If you have not encountered him yet,
I have not yet.
Then I will not spoil who plays him, but it's very cool.
Ooh, delicious.
It's a cool
but
moment.
What a fun, and then in that world, that kind of the description of that character, that fits.
Yeah,
totally, that works.
Yeah, totally. Also, I like that they got, the casting, they played with the casting. Like, Lucian wasn't a person of color in the comics, and wasn't a woman, as far as I know, was a male character. And so, like, the fact that they're playing with that stuff and they're just kind of want to make it. And I mean, Neil Gaiman's always been good for that, right? Like, when he did Doctor Who and other stuff too, he likes to play with the format. But I was entertained by it in a way that I hadn't been for a long time. And again, I said before, I'm an emo kid at heart. And so, like, to see Dream brooding, and then, like, the moments that get me is, like, when Dream is brooding for a while and then, like, cracks a smile, like a good thing happens and he cracks that little smile. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm in. Let's go. So it was great. If you've been on the fence about watching it, or you're like, I haven't read the comics, I really like it. Feels like one of the most relatable comic book adaptations I've seen in a long time. It's really easy to grasp. The characters, funnily enough, are very human. Like, they have human problems, and like, I think the casting was masterful. There's not an actor in that show that I was like, they don't fit. Like, Desire is incredible. Like,
oh my god,
and is only in a few scenes throughout the whole the whole show. And is like, chews the scenery every scene,
steals every single one of them. It's incredible. I couldn't agree more. I thought it was really dope. I think it's really cool because like I said, we've all watched Marvel a bunch and it's all one big universe, but that world building for that universe is pretty full. I mean, not full, but I mean, they've built a lot.
There's a lot.
And this is like a whole new world. It's not something like, it's not the third adaptation of this property. It's the first full one in this genre, and I'm unfamiliar with it. So it's this whole new world, a whole new set of world building that they're doing, and like, oh, you can't do this because I have these brothers and sisters and we're all like this family, and there's this prodigal that's not, who's that? I don't know. Maybe find out some other, like, it's like they have all these questions that don't also say we have answers, and you just have all these like these bits of how this world works, and I love that shit. And I feel like Neil Gaiman is big into that, between this and like Good Omens and like all those kind of worlds where he's building up heaven versus hell kind of stuff. It's real good.
Yeah, totally. I definitely go check it out. The soundtrack's superb, also sound design, like all of it. Yeah, it definitely gets a recommend from me.
Yeah, it rules. I have not finished its entirety. Everything I've watched so far has been just bar none, some of the best shit I've seen in 2022.
Yeah, same.
Oh, the diner. I can't.
Oh my
Can't.
God, that
Can't.
episode. So I had forgotten about that issue. And like just at every turn, I'm like, can this get, oh no, it's going to get worse. Okay, great. All right, here we go.
That was the only one I did know about. Like, that's the only,
Yeah.
like, because it's always on those lists of, like, most disturbing comic books and mainstream comic books, things like that. I didn't like that. I don't want that. I was uncomfortable. I did not like it. But I loved it. It was still a great episode, and it was amazing. But I was squirming a whole bunch for that, whatever hour long it was, man.
I mean, also David Thewlis is just so good at playing creepy or like unsavory characters. Like I hadn't seen him since he played Ares in Wonder Woman, and like, he's so good at playing those unassuming or like creepy characters.
Really grounded creepiness.
Yeah. And like you almost feel sorry for him. That scene in the car when he's with I can't remember her name, but the taxi driver
from Ted.
The chick from Ted. Like
that's what I said. The chick. That's how she wants to be remembered. She played a doctor, Keith. Come
on. But like that whole car ride, I'm like, oh okay. Oh no. Oh okay. Never mind. Like
Oh gosh. Oh.
Oh, like, and her dog. Don't you dare. Don't you dare hurt the dog. What kind of? Yeah. So. Highly recommend. I'm glad you talked about it because that's what I was going to talk about. So while Rachel is talking about something, I'm going to be scrambling thinking about what we're going to chat about in this other section.
Well, Matt.
Yes.
If you had to sum up The Sandman, Netflix's The Sandman, in just 3 words, and you cannot use Netflix or Sandman. I want to make sure you couldn't use Netflix.
Right.
I don't know. It felt like you shouldn't. How would you describe this series?
Good goth. I wanted another G word, and I like hedged my bets. Good goth.
Gaming.
Good goth gaming. Yeah,
Good
there you go.
goth
I'm gonna take
gaming.
Beefy with the
Damn.
assist.
Ooh.
I'll take
alliteration.
Ugh,
Love it.
tasty.
Love an
in my
alliteration.
Ooh, good goth game. Ooh. Oh, I'm
Perfect.
gonna think about that for weeks.
Get the t-shirt presses ready. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Get in
You're welcome,
there.
Neil Gaiman,
Aha.
who definitely listens to the show.
It
Yeah,
needs
hi-
another
hey,
revenue
Neil.
stream.
Right,
What's up?
exactly.
What's up, bud? Come on
What's
the
up, Neil?
show.
Come on the show. Come on. Well, enough of that. So, Rachel, if that was non-coherent at all, but it'll probably end up staying in the final cut. So here we are.
Probably.
Rachel,
I love our humanity. It's very charming.
if you say so. You're charming. I'm fine. Rachel, what is the most recent thing you have watched? What did you bring to the show today?
Oh, boy howdy. I brought a lot. As we might recall from last episode, I finished Outlander, and I was on a mission to find something to fill the hole that encompassed my heart that Outlander has left.
Okay.
I do believe hardcore fans of the show do call this time between seasons a Droughtlander. I love this fan base.
Wow.
I love them so dearly. Good
I love
stuff.
that.
They needed something to fill that hole, and the thing that did is absolutely fantastic and wonderful. Holy socks. It is called The Great, and it is on Hulu. And
The Great?
The Great, yeah.
Okay.
And it stars Elle Fanning as Catherine the Great, the longest reigning monarch in Russia, with
Okay.
Nicholas Holt as Peter, the emperor she marries.
Okay.
And it positively rips.
Okay.
It is so
Oh, I've seen this. Yes. Okay.
It's so wild. What a gem. What a very silly, completely anti-historical gem.
Amazing.
I love it. It's absolutely delicious. The characters are just so rich and weird. Like this weird farcical Russia is just all based on like brutality and instant violence. So they'll just like shoot each other at a dinner. It's absolutely nonsensical. The violence is just kind of a lot, but it's so silly and whimsical. You're just like, this is Russia. What are you gonna do?
A normal
I don't
day.
know. And it follows the journey of Catherine as she comes to Russia to marry the emperor. And she comes in like doe-eyed, so romantic, like this is going to be my great love. And she quickly finds out that the Emperor Peter is kind of absolutely a piece of human garbage.
No.
Just not a good dude. Like
That's
absolutely,
not ideal.
absolutely oblivious to just the sheer madness around him. It's amazing. Holt plays this character so incredibly. And it follows Catherine realizing that she does not love this man she has married, and she needs to overthrow him and become the Empress of Russia.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And so that's the first season. And then I also watched the second season, which I can't get into as much because stuff
Spoilers.
that happens in the first season is directly part of the second season. But it is so light and pithy and
love pithy.
delightful and strange. There's this character, Aunt Elizabeth, and she's trying to train butterflies to follow her around. And then it works. It's fantastic. It's got the same energy as like an animated series would. Just like this high energy, like fresh, vibrant, wacky stuff. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely zany. Zany as hell, I'd say.
I love zany. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Also, like,
Pithy, zany could be a cartoon. Like, I'm loving all these adjectives.
Yeah, it's just an absolute manic delight.
also, like, I love Nicholas Hoult. Like, I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. He's like played so, like, he's had such range. And like, one of my favorite movies he ever did was Warm Bodies, which was a zombie romantic comedy, which was stupid and ridiculous, and he was great in it. Rob Corddry was also in that. So it's fun to hear. But it sounds like he's kind of playing the straight man in this show.
No, absolutely not. Like,
Okay,
he's
great.
an absolute lunatic.
You love to hear it.
Who only gets away with the bullshit he pulls is because he is emperor. So it's just a real illustration in farcical like barbarism that he can pull. It's wild. It's great. It's hard to describe, but he does some
Sounds wonderful.
Like, and it's just like that's how it is. That's how we do things here. Nuts. Great stuff.
I took a look at the costuming and the hair, the wardrobe all look incredible
it looks
too. So
fantastic.
I feel like that we probably can only add to the absurdity.
Yes, there's an odd zipper here and there you might notice. Just, it's fine. Don't worry about it. This doesn't really care about history necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
That's
If
not
Catherine-
important. What is important is this weird anti-love story, political upheaval, comedy, rom-com exists. Like, it exists and it's here and we should witness it because it's quite an excellent time to be had.
I love that. That's awesome.
And I'm absolutely sold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this. Off camera, you couldn't see, but when I mentioned The Great, my spouse Sarah raised their hands like this, so I'm guessing they've seen it. So I'll be watching it alone. Anyway, well, Rachel, if you had to sum up The Great in just 3 words, and you couldn't use the 2 words in the title of the show, the and great,
I don't need them.
what 3 words would you use?
I would use the 3 words that are often uttered throughout the series. Marvelous. Indeed. Huzzah.
Hell yeah! There you go. Just exclamations abound.
Just go through and just be like, the number of times they say marvelous. I love it. I love it. It's
Marvelous.
It's
Typical
so,
Russian word.
It's so great.
A classic.
Classic.
I can't hate any of the characters. I can't
Amazing.
hate them. I love all of them. Even just the fucking monster that is Peter. I love him.
Amazing.
When I saw ads for it, like on Twitter and stuff, just like without sound and stuff as you're scrolling, and I remember seeing like the clips of it being like, oh, it's probably some period thing, but they have young people playing it. How cool. but I didn't realize it was funny and
Yeah.
pithy. Like, I like pithy a lot. I'm gonna definitely watch that, but maybe not in front of my children. Probably, it sounds like, with all
Yeah,
the
definitely
murders.
not. There's
No,
the,
all right.
the sex scenes.
Too much murder.
The
Oh, okay.
description of sex acts is kind of a lot in it.
That is
Okay.
a great description.
That
on
is a
how
great
I
description.
Say that. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, now it is time to turn to our guest. Did the scramble pay off? Did you think of something else you've watched recently that you can talk about? Or we can just
No,
go back to talking about the Sandman again. I mean, either way.
I mean, as much as I'd like to talk about Sandman more, I don't want to. I don't want to be that kind of guest. You know, I want to bring something to the table. And in that case, the only other thing, I've watched a lot of stuff, but the thing that's most in kind of seared into my mind is a Netflix movie written and directed by Robert Rodriguez.
Okay.
Called We Can Be Heroes.
Okay.
Now, you're probably thinking Robert Rodriguez, Desperado, and all that stuff, right? Nah, this is one of the Spy Kids side of his career.
Yeah.
And not only is it part of the Spy Kids universe, I mean, like that, it's part of that universe. So this is like, baby Avengers kind of thing. And it's not the kind of thing that I'm into personally, but holy crap, my 6-year-old just she watches it every day. Like, this is her The Lion King. This is what I watched a million times at her age. This is that for her. And my favorite thing in the world is messing with her while she watches it. Because like a lot of, the kids, let me set the scene for you. These are children of this universe's Avengers, but all of these superheroes, all of them get kidnapped by an alien menace. And it's up to our children heroes, the children who all have powers except for our leader, to band together and save the grown-ups and the world.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout this, they have their trials, their tribulations. We get to know them. They bond. The ones that don't get along, spoiler alert, they start getting along at the end.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm
In
so
a
sorry. I should have
movie?
warned more. In a movie aimed at children with
In this
attention
economy.
spans. In this economy, can you imagine? The inflation is not affecting movie plot tropes for children. So the children, they all do their thing. It's really joyous, but as part of it, there is a character who is their teacher figure, who, spoilers again, have maybe some intentions that aren't in our character's best interest.
Oh, all right.
Now, given some plot twist towards the end, one may argue that she's not the bad guy. But what I like to do personally is repeatedly insist to my daughter that, that bad guy character, here she is being the bad guy again. She hates that. She hates / loves it because she just screams at the top. It's like an excuse to just be loud in the house, but dad's sanctioning it, so it's cool. So it's the biggest excuse to be like, you just point out to the things that the kid already knows and can scream, and then you get into like a little elbow drop contest. It's the most fun. And the CG, it's that Lava Girl Shark Boy kind of everything is green screen. But I only thought about it because the guy that plays Corinthian in Sandman, he plays like the Superman character, the leader superhero of the grown-up Avengers. And Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian boy, he's also one of he's the main girl character's dad, and he's like the one help motivate a lot of stuff. So like Robert Rodriguez just brings in all his homies, he brings in all their kids and his kid friends and their friends, and they just shoot movies on a green screen, and he eventually gets Netflix to pay for all the special effects set up and getting it all handled, and it is absurd. but she loves it so much, and I can't hate it. I don't know that I've seen it all like together in one truncated amount of time. Like I've seen bits and pieces of it here and there, and every 15th time she's seen it. But it's it's real fun. It's fun to make fun of it for me and my wife, but she loves it. The kids love it. Like her and her friends come over and like they all love it, so it's not ironic. They're just big fans. So I can't hate it, and I just found out that they're making a sequel to it, so I get to tell her that, and then she's gonna blow a gasket again. So it's really fun. Like as far as Netflix goes, like I wouldn't recommend it to my homies. When I'm out with the boys, I'm all like, hey guys, we should go watch We Should Be Heroes. I'm not making those references with them, But if I make a thing about a kid with stretchy arms and tell it to my daughter, she thinks I'm super cool. She knows I get it. She knows I get it.
I love that. I mean, also, like, Robert Rodriguez, like, kind of cracked the code with the Spy Kids stuff and with Lava Girl and Shock Boy. Like, the dude is not wanting for anything. So, like, if he has to do all of that to then get the occasional Desperado or Once Upon a Time in Mexico and whatever else, like, fine, so be it. Whatever. Like, you do you.
Well, that's the cool part about him, too, is it's like, you know he didn't need to go out and make this movie, like, probably at all. Like, he's got enough clout. He doesn't need to make the kids' superhero movie again. But I feel like he just kind of wants to. I feel like I bet him and his whole crew just kind of get into it. Because it just seems like a real fun thing for him to do, unless it's a bunch of work. But he's the kind of guy that can just be like, hey, I want to make Boba Fett. I want to make a Boba Fett episode of Mandalorian. Is that cool? And they're like, yeah,
sure, whatever
totally.
you want.
Get in, bro. Come on. All right, me and my kids made a video version of it in the backyard. We're going to use this as the idea. And that's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's just do that. Just making cool things and involving your whole family and kids and stuff and doing that kind of stuff. He's living the dream.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. Well, Beefy, if you had to sum up, We Can Be Heroes, right? That's what it was. Yeah, We Can Be Heroes.
Yeah.
In just 3 words, and you can't use the words we can be or heroes or Netflix, because yours was also on Netflix. What 3 words would you use to describe this movie?
3 of them? 3 words?
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
just
words.
3.
And no pressure. It's not like
Yeah,
you're a
you could-
lyricist or anything.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you're good. It's not like you're good with words. Or
Also,
whatever.
our rules are super flexible, so like
That's true.
whatever.
There's going to be a semicolon. Children, questionable taste.
Okay, there you go. Love that. That's good. That works. That's good. I like that.
Oh,
Accurate.
that cheers me so.
That's amazing.
I'm happy to provide cheer. That's one of my main goals in general. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have kids, and you're probably not gonna want to like do this. It's not even worth the chuckle. But I mean, you got like the nephew over, and you know what I'm gonna do with this 8-year-old? Netflix, baby.
There you go.
Watch that one
Love that.
and enjoy these references that I've made to it.
Exactly. It'll all make sense then. Well, Beefy, thank you for being here. We're so happy to have you on the show. I genuinely mean it when I say you've become one of my favorite rappers. I've been following you for a while. We got connected way back when. And I always look forward to when you have a new record out. You came on Fun and Games when your last record came out, and now here you are for Super Relatable, your latest record, also the title track. You're teaming up with Tanner, 4105 again. You and Tanner have been on a run. I believe the last, 4 records have been the both of you?
All the good ones.
All the good ones. Wow. Take that, Mustin.
Take that, exactly. Although Mustin has like my most popular song ever, and he can claim that. I just like to work with Tanner. It's very rare in this scene to like just be able to get one person to reliably and comfortably feed you with creative works that you can work on. And like it's I love working with other producers. Other producers are cool. But me and Tanner have just been on a run. We work real well together. We've been doing it over a decade since I stole him from another rapper. And it's magical. And we just get each other on a level that I've never had experience with another creative. So I'm a big fan. And he does like a bulk of the work and gives me most of the credit. And I can't, that's a relationship you can't say no to.
No,
frankly.
yeah, of course.
It works out far too well for me. But yeah, me and Tanner have been working hard on it. We started a Patreon back in January, and little by little, we've just been making tracks and working towards this. And now we finally have it out, and we're like, yeah. But then you still have to keep making songs for our Patreon, it turns out. So we're still tomorrow we're releasing our first song since the album. So, you know, the gears keep going, but not having to be like, let me email this guy to see if I can get this beat, or let me figure out what I can. No. Tanner gets to make something. He always has something that he can make that he knows someone's going to rap over. Mm-hmm. And I always get something to use as a beat. It's magical. I just love it so much.
The record is fantastic. I always love a good reference. I do want to say, like, something I've noticed about your music specifically is you're very good at flow of a record, I find. And especially the way you start your records. Like, Super Relatable is a great groovy track, gets you started. But like, I feel like all of your most recent records, for sure, if not everyone, has kind of like a hype up track or kind of like a here we go, here's the show track. Is that part of the strategy? Do you always want to kind of like start a record revving folks up?
I mean, I'm glad that you said that because we were just, me and Tanner and Twill the Stealth were just discussing this. Because, yeah, I have an idea of how I want things to go. I think I did the track listing for the Grammar Club albums as well. And I could be completely wrong. This could be just a dumb boy saying dumb boy things. But it is something that I like stealing some of that stuff from High Fidelity, where you start them out with the sick one. You get them with a killer. You got to bring it down a little bit. Like, I like to put my hype up stuff, my stuff that's going to be dancey and high energy and stuff, hopefully that's quotable and catchy. I like to throw those in the front. I like to get them in and hooked. And then when I get more salty or I get more sad, boy, I kind of tuck those back because you want to kind of take them on a journey. And then if I can, I try to have like a little thing at the end, like a little spot of hope or, melancholy with some undertones of positivity on it. Just there at the end. And I put all my diss tracks, I hide them there at the very back end too, because I don't want to lead off with negativity.
No.
But that's how I've always been like a fan of trying to figure it out. It's like a fun thing that I get to help construct especially when like Tanner does so much of the work on the actual songs, the actual beats, and the actual album. Like being the one that helps kind of flow that together and be part of that aspect of the music is real fun for me. And yeah, so I charge a $500 sequencing fee to anybody interested.
Hire
no.
get them on their record.
Get it started. But no, it's just something really fun, and I'm really excited that you noticed that, because I don't get it. No one talks about the track listing. That's not something that's a common thing. But yeah, I really like doing that. It's really dope, man. I really appreciate.
I don't know if you know this about me, Beefy, but I'm kind of a music nerd, just a little bit. Like
I know, but I don't talk to music nerds. I'm a cool guy, right?
That's true. You are totally a cool guy.
Yeah,
super relatable, cool guy.
Definitely
cool
didn't get your BDG song from a completely different source who had no idea that we were sitting down for an interview. Just a little like organic sharing around. It's like somebody did a song about Brian David Gilbert.
Yeah,
I did a song about BDG. I love that guy.
It's so. I think everybody does. It's hard not to. My favorite thing about that track that Rachel brings up is like, I don't know what it is about knowing people who like the things you like, but like you and I have had things in common before. We both played League of Legends. We both talked about games we like, but like to not pay attention to the track list and just get to that song and go, oh my God, Beefy likes BDG too. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's fun when you find out that the people you like the things you like.
It absolutely is. And I love throwing those little there's not a lot of people in nerdcore making songs about that kind of just a YouTuber that you can enjoy and stuff like that. Like right now in nerdcore, it's all about anime and stuff. So to get a track that's about, hey, there's this YouTuber and let me break down how he makes these videos on the series he used to make and incorporate that to my own personality thing. Like that's something you don't get from a lot of nerd rappers, I feel like. So that was something that was really cool. And you're right, like I love hearing something and figuring out like, oh shit, this guy heard this thing, or oh this guy's really big into Daredevil too. Oh my God, he made a thing and I like that. Like I get why the reference stuff is real popular, but I'm trying to be more obscure. I'm gonna try to work in some real obscure stuff. I'm not like BDG's obscure. I mean, he's got millions of viewers and stuff, but it's not like I can't talk to my mom about it and her be like recognize it at all.
Right.
Oh, the jorts, gentleman.
Yeah, that guy with the jorts. It's scary. Mijo, it's scary. I don't know if you like that. He had a job, but he didn't know, and he went to the woods, mijo. I don't.
Yeah, you don't like it.
I don't.
It's funny, we were talking about streamable media and comic books and stuff. You do have a song on this record that I was alluding to when we were talking, but you have a song called Expectations, and you kind of talk about that stuff and like how we live in the streaming age and how, like, what I think is great about that song is it encapsulates like kind of a mental state I've been in for a while of like, let people enjoy things. This idea of like, we all have expectations. Like my side series, Side Quests, that I've talked to you about before, like that whole thing was just like, let people talk about a game they love and why they love it. That's it. No strings. And like Expectations is that in song form. Like, it's just, you like this stuff. You get that people don't, but like, you just like it. You have expectations. You want stuff to be good and you like this stuff. And that's that,
Yeah, I think it's a big thing about like, I don't want to be the cause of someone not liking something, and I don't want if I'm not gonna like something, I want to put that all on the creator and
Right.
the people that make the thing. If they don't like it, if some suits got in the way, if something happened like that, then hey man, that sucks. But I'm not gonna let. I don't want to be one of the people or advocate for like, just trashing on stuff for the sake of trashing on it, right? And then adding to that, because I don't think I've seen The Last Jedi or the last Star Wars movie, just because it got so much stuff that like I just didn't know what to expect from it. I'm just like, man, it's been tainted for me so bad that like I had to wait for it to come out on streaming. So it's just this is about like, hey man, I want to be excited for stuff. It's okay to be excited for stuff.
Yeah.
Tanner will call me out on it now because like he'll be like, he was talking about the Fallout TV show that they're making, and I was like, oh man, I'm a little nervous about. And he was like, hey, remember how you made that song about just being excited for things and how you could just be excited for stuff sometimes? I'm like, all right, you're right. You know what? Fallout does sound cool. They're gonna have Walter Goggs on there. This is gonna be amazing.
Fun fact about the Fallout show: they're they're filming in Staten Island, which is where I'm from. In New York.
Word!
And so like they converted an old abandoned supermarket to one of the like the supermarkets from the TV show. And stuff.
To like a rundown.
Yeah.
Oh,
and like I've seen folks posting pictures of it and stuff because I play D&D with a bunch of friends who used to live in Staten Island, and some of them are still there, and like they've shared photos. Like, oh, that looks dope, actually. All right.
Do they have because my only fear when I was talking, not to get sidetracked, but my fear about it, because me and Tanner are big Fallout fans.
Yeah.
And he's like the third person, one of the three people that plays Fallout 76, and regularly, like religiously. But we're big fans of that universe, and my biggest fear is like they won't have Pit Boys and they won't have the little Vault Tech guy.
Right.
And like I just hope that they have. Because, when they go into the supermarkets there, like, they have their own branded things for
Nuka-Cola and all that, yeah.
Yeah, and even just, like, the snack packs you get or the things you find out there are specific to each and every one of the stores. So I'm just hoping that they really lean into that kind of stuff and not be like, oh, we're just trying to do our own thing with some of the production design. Because that world building is already done for you, and you get to make a whole new world since every vault is its own thing in its own universe, basically. You can do any kind of show you want. But put that little boy in there, put that Pit Boy in there, and it'll be good.
Yeah, just really approach it with that Neil Gaiman adaptation energy we've got. Just put it all in. We're gonna love it.
I was just watching another interview with him, and he was talking about how like they let the comic book be the Bible on it, and you could, and I think it shows. Like I don't read the comic, but like everyone the only consensus I've seen online from people is that like that have read the comic is like, oh my god, I can't believe they kept so much of that, and da 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 da. Like I don't follow people that get upset when someone's a man or a woman as opposed to what they were in the comics.
Right,
so that's not the echo chamber that I'm in. But the ones that I've seen on it are just been like so dope. Like it's so great. Like it matches it so well, and that's how they should have done it in the first place. But it's real good, and I think it's excited to be excited about things, and not just media, just like anything. Like, I mean, people get, I didn't get into this program, but I got into this program. Hey, that's pretty dope. You got into that program, dog. Like, well done. Be excited for it. I was talking. My thing was like having a kid was pretty dope. Like, I didn't know what to expect, but that ended up being really, really nice.
Yeah, I think that kind of contagious goodwill is so vital right now, and your music absolutely screams that. And like, I mean, also a fun adventure for me knowing you personally is like your recent D&D adventure, and now on both of your most recent records you've had a D&D song, and I hope that trend continues because D&D is dope. And like
a lot of good sources for raps in it too. I mean, I'll be honest, this got good rhyme availability.
And like Bardcore is so great. It's just, I mean, who doesn't love a bard, right?
Yeah, they're my favorite. I just love them. Yes.
That's one of my favorite things are bards. And it's real cool because we made that song. We have a Patreon named Johns and Dragons, and he made a drawing illustration of something he played. He makes 3D printed art, and then he paints it miniatures and does a bunch of that stuff. He did an illustration. He's working on a 3D of me and Tanner because he did a drawing of him and me. I am a barbarian, and Tanner as a Bardus, I can never say it, Bardus-a-fire, not like Artifier, but the bard in front of it. I was so inspired. I want to make a song called Bardcore, Tanner. Hear me out on this. I want to make a rap. And he was like, make me some filk sounding like Lord of the Rings rap music. And he found a flute. And I feel like that's all you really need, some kind of flute sound.
Yeah.
And then we made a song about a thing based on fan art. So music can come from anywhere, frankly. I will still inspiration. my niche will be to the guy that drew fan art for us. That's how nichey I will get to my selected audience: BDG fans and Johnson Dragons.
I love it. So good. So this was the writing process a little different this time around, since you were doing it for the Patreon versus the other albums were kind of just their own projects.
Kind of. Me and Tanner, and by me and Tanner I mean mostly me, I plan out a lot of what I want to do or what I want to rap about, and then I wait for that beat that Tanner sends me to fit into kind of what I'm thinking of doing. So the writing process was pretty similar. It's just the release process was a lot different for us, because sometimes there'd be times when we were doing stuff for Grammar Club, or between that time, that we would just do nothing for like 2 or 3 months. And so me and Tanner did this thing where, like, hey, if we're going to do a Patreon, we got to do a backfill of some stuff. Like, at least have some stuff in the pipe ready to be done, not just like having me twiddle my thumbs being like, what should I rap about? So we got on it. Like, there was a few times that we just had those spurts of creativity and getting it going. And instead of just releasing it immediately and being like, here's like 5 or 6 songs right now, we're like, well, we'll just sit on it. We can release them here, because like I need that output at somewhere. And if there's people that be like, hey, I'll pay you $1 a month to listen to that thing you're doing, then I'm like, hell yeah, that's a release. And so, like, yeah, it was really cool, and it was nice to be able to have things that, like, hey, there's a song I had planned or thought about for months that we're finally, or even maybe a year in some cases, that we're finally going to release and have part of this project that still matches up with this thing me and Tanner recorded just 2 weeks ago for the most recent release. And hey, that has a really good piano bit in. Let's throw that in there. Hell yeah. So yeah, it's real cool to have that availability and to have like, hey man, that's weird. I wrote that a year ago and I wrote that like a week ago. So it's got good flexibility for me.
Well, and I'm glad. I mean, you mentioned writing something a year ago. I mean, I'm so glad you're jumping on the hot new trend of Animal Crossing, which just came out.
Yeah.
And dropping a song called Billionaire.
Hell yeah.
But no, I mean, I do love when you get Mega Ran specifically, who's doing all this dope stuff, to sing about the stupidest shit. Like, it's just, and I love Ran. He's great. And like, it's always fun when he's doing these awesome songs, collaborations. And then he's on one of y'all's records and he's rapping about bells. It's just, it's the best.
Mega Ran is my hero. He's who I want to be when I grow up.
Same. Big same.
Mega Ran, as heard in the latest Clerks 3 movie.
Was that wild? It's ridiculous.
He said when he had those pictures and posts, he went to the premiere, and I was just like, holy shit, that's awesome. You know, Mega Ran knows people. He goes to WrestleMania. He knows all, like, he is places. And I figured,
he just knew someone, and
he knew someone. He's at the premiere of meeting Rosario Dawson. That's amazing. And then he shows the picture of his tractor beam in the credits. I was like, holy shit, I love Mega Ran. This man, and he vague tweeted about it, talking about I'm doing something cool, and I'm like, you're always doing something cool, man. It's probably be some cool show or some convention. It's like my level of knowing what Mega Ran thinks is cool is way off now, but yeah, that was fucking cool. That's really fucking cool. Just announcing like, I got Tractor Beam in there, and I really like that song a lot. Song. It's very dancey, and it just sounds like something I should have stole. It is super, super good. But yeah, I love having Mega Ran on stuff because he's down for everything. And even though he's just, he has a Billboard album, he's doing movies, and he's got soundtracks for video games that he's completed. He'll still do a track with me. He also we traded so that I also did a song about Animal Crossing with him. I was like, you know what? I'm going to release the song because I like it a lot, and it's not topical anymore. I don't think he's ever going to release the one we did, but he might when Animal Crossing 3 comes out. The thing is, my wife still plays Animal Crossing, so there's still someone out there that is probably still in it to win it and getting bells for the first time and feeling good about it.
True. Yeah, very true.
And Freest is on that. Now that we're talking about it, I don't want to disregard Freest because that was the first time I worked with. He is so freaking good. Like, I like rap. I like wordplay a lot. I like everything he does. He's so good at it. I was on a track with him for Lexicon Artist. We did a song about what's the Umbrella Academy, and we all had a little role. Yep. And he did I can't remember his number, the one that time travels. He did his verse. It was spectacular. And then I come to find out, like, he's been a fan of me for a while, and I just hadn't really noticed because I'm not good at names. And so I was like, So we did something else, and then I was like, can I get you on a song? I know you nerdcore, the new nerdcore kids, they have all these rules and stuff. I don't know what the new rules are. I only know old people rules. Where it's like, I do a track, you do a track. I'm like, oh no, we do that too. We do that too. So I owe Freeze a track, but I really like. I haven't worked with too many new artists, and I got to work with Freeze on this. I got to work with Twill Distill, who I hadn't done anything with since before these tracks we made. So I'm working with less folks, but also new folks.
Yeah. I mean, I think nerdcore can be a little collab heavy, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love collab records, but like when I pick up a Beefy record, I want to listen to Beefy, you know. And then when I listen to Mega Ran's record, I want to listen to Mega Ran, and I don't mind collabs. But like, is that a balance you're always trying to strike now, like to try and keep it, or is it just kind of work out that way?
Kind of like, I feel as I get older, my social anxiety gets higher, and I'm like, I don't
Legit.
know if I can deal with rejection from Schaefer the Dark Lord right now. Not that he would, like,
Right?
just
No,
coming
of
up with
course.
the name. But like, you know, I don't know if I want to ask and do the dance of, you know, what do we do? Do I pay you money? Like, it's way different from when it was in 2009, the last time we did something or whatever. So I guess sometimes it's like, man, what's the easiest way? But you still like. Having features is cool because I like involving another creative voice. I love making something and then having like bouncing my lyrics off of somebody else's, and then like the interplay you do between the two. And I still get to work in feature with other folks sometimes, which is dope. But it's I guess it's just easier. I mean, you just be like, hey, just me and Tanner down for whatever. Let's do it. Let's go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I know how the 50-50 split works. But it's important to get it because, I mean, that's another cool way of, like, bringing in new people. Like, hey, I love, you know, rapper XYZ. Oh, he's on Beefy's album. Who's this Beefy? And then, yeah, you got a new ear ball in your court. That's what I call them. That's a common term.
Yeah.
Right, ear ball in
totally.
your court.
Obviously.
It's a sports term. That may be why you don't know it.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That
a big sports guy.
explains a
You
lot.
see the hat.
Yeah,
so.
you like the
I
I got a
Seattle
Seahawks
Seahawks.
hat for our listeners.
They
Sports.
throw the
Sports.
basket to the pitcher and
Inverse basketball, baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
Inverse basketball ball.
yeah, love it.
It's good. You don't get a lot of throwing basket games, but the ones that are out there are really good, and they're classics
yeah.
from like the Mesozoan era. So it's really good. The album though is real good. Working with other people is difficult sometimes, but the next one I was like, because this one is pretty sparse. Even on my other albums, I usually have some dope features, and not, you know, I had 3 people, which is, I think, sizable.
Yeah.
But you know, I do like to work with other folks, and I guess it's been a while. Me and Tanner were working with 4 other people for a while there as part of a group.
Yeah.
And I think we just wanted to be like, nah, just us for a little bit. Only
Yeah.
me. No notes. Just me and Beefy. But yeah, because the next one, but I've already, like, I started making a list, like, okay, we only had Mega Ran and Freeze and Twill on this one. Like, if I were to invite some people, who do I invite? So I started making my list and stuff and thinking up things. It's hard to think of, like, I want to do something cool that hasn't been done a million times by everyone else. I haven't already done because I've been doing music for a little while. And then something that would mesh well with these people that, as much as I love them, I don't know them too well. Like, we're not close personal friends where I know, oh man, Mega Ran, like, this would be super good for him because he loves eating spaghetti on Thursdays. I know that about him because that's what we do. Let's get this track about our Spaghetti Thursday. I'm going to write that down because Spaghetti Thursday sounds like a song I could make. That sounds like something that could be on the track.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Mega Ran would be down too. I'll do, yeah, sure, whatever.
Play it every Thursday.
Every Thursday, and he'll do a better rap than me. He'll probably spend less time doing it. Mega Ran frustrates me. He's the only person that freestyles that I don't hate. Spoiler alert, I don't like any freestylers ever, but Mega Ran does it in such a comical and fun, good way, and then I'm just like, damn. And he does the thing where people hold stuff in the air, and he picks the thing up, and
he's very good at it. Like, and every time I've been at a live show with him, and I think, oh, someone held up something, there's no way he'll work that in, and he does, and I'm like, how the hell?
One time I held up a miniature Tupperware. It was the tiniest Tupperware you've ever seen. And he rightly talked about how it smelled like weed and stuff like that. And that was smart. That's good rapping. That's good crowd work. I thought I got him. Frustrating.
I'm curious. So, like, this new record just came out. Your last full length record was 2 years ago, and then the cycle's been off. Like, then the one before that was a year. Then before that was 4 years. It seems like you're kind of hovering around this 2-year cycle. Do you see that being the future for how you release, or is it really just you don't really plan it that way? It just kind of falls out the way it falls out?
Yeah, it falls out the way it falls out. That's why there's like 4-year gaps sometimes because my wife goes to college or whatever. And like, it's hard to record an album in an apartment. So it's just now that I have this space for like the last bunch of years now, it feels like we can just kind of crank them out as we do. Now that we have this more regular system that me and Tanner use now, it's hopefully less likely to be. I'm hoping I can do another one, sooner than 2 years, but not every track I make in that 2-year period is the fire, and I want to have a good track listing number to go off of. So I don't want to do the hits, but it's really cool to get something like, hey, what played well with our with our fans, with our Patreon friends, and hey, what is something that kind of speaks to them, and hey, with that kind of, I like that a lot. Let's vibe with it. Maybe other people will dig it more as well, and it's cool to kind of have that avenue to play off of. But at the same time, like, there's still, there's songs we put on this album that, our Patreons didn't get to hear. Like Expectations wasn't something we released before the album came out. So we, still want to surprise some folks, have some things up our sleeves. But my hope is that we can do something a little bit more. There'll never be another 4-year gap unless, knock on wood, me and Tanner like breaking ear. I don't know. We could probably still make music with like broken legs and arms and stuff. So I don't know. I didn't know what to say there. If I, as long as my tongue isn't ripped out or something, we're gonna be making raps. So it's just something I look forward to in doing. I just like to plan it out, and I like to have like an idea. I like to have certain kind of theme running through it, and I have to make sure I have a track title that works well as an album title. That's also very key to my process.
Yeah.
But yeah, my hope is that it's less than 2 years. But people can check it out on the Patreon and stuff if they're like needing it faster. But otherwise, it'll be on Bandcamp. They like me from time to time. It'll get there. I'll tell you about it. Follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a good follow. We'll give you a moment. In a few moments, we'll give you an opportunity to plug that. Before we wrap up, though, I want to ask. So, I mean, you've been at this a while. I know that you've mostly been doing work in the studio. You haven't had time to tour as much. You have small children. Your wife went to college. Is there any kind of thing that you want to tackle now that you have a more regular flow? Or are there other avenues you want to explore, live concerts online or like house shows, or are you just kind of happy with kind of how you flow through what you create? I mean, I know that there's some artists that thrive on touring, and there are plenty of artists who don't. And I'm just curious what you see, if there is a next evolution, what that is. Is Patreon that next evolution, and you're going to see where it goes, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because I mean, I've never seen myself as someone who really wants to tour. And like I said, I got kids. Like, it's a lot of stress putting all my terrible children that I've raised terribly onto my wife, who is wonderful and who has never done anything wrong. And for me to lay that on her, I stress me out. And I like to be involved in it like every single day, because I'm cool like that, and my kids think I'm cool. And I want them to keep thinking that.
Enjoy that while it lasts.
Exactly. I want them. They don't until they realize it. Then I can go tour when I'm 80 or whatever. Because yeah, I've never been big on touring. But at the same time, there's so many people like doing this nerdcore rapping on the internet for years means that I got fans spread out. Like, I'm not some local rapper. I don't know if I could pull a show of 8 people in my hometown, but if we go to Chicago for some reason, there'd be like a bunch of people there. Or Orlando, there'd be like 1 billion people, right? So I do want to go out and do more shows, especially like I'm old now, and I'm like, hey man, I did shows. Remember, I just did that show. Oh shit, that was like pre-COVID and everything. Oh no, what's that? Oh no, I'm older now too. I'm so fat. What happened? Oh god. But yeah, rapping is just the most fun, and now there's like this whole new crop of people doing it, and they're doing these live shows, and they're going, and things are opening back up again to allow that, and so yeah, my FOMO is reaching an all-time high. But until then, like, me and Tanner are trying to work on doing some things cause we are very, very audio people. We need to incorporate some more visual potentially. We're not big on like actual music videos or me showcasing my hot body. So, I'd like to do something more on that end as well, just to fulfill some creative needs and wants from that end, frankly. But yeah, I mean, that's probably what the evolution is. I'd like to maybe get some, look into planning out some maybe kind of show at a con or something that, the folks will be at. Cause yeah, there's some people that have like listened to me since, 15 years or whatever. And like, man, I can't wait to see a Beefy show. When is he going to come to Albuquerque? Probably never. I probably am not.
Never. Screw Albuquerque.
Probably never. I mean, no offense, Albuquerque. You got some good stuff going on for you. Go check out your Breaking Bad monuments. I'm sure there are several. Go hang out. Go to an Isotopes game. But hey, I'm probably not torn though. I'm not going pro. This is just a hobby I do that no one can fire me from.
There you go. Those are the best hobbies.
Yeah,
That's how-
podcasting.
Podcasting.
I was talking to Tanner, like, if we got signed, if we got this was our job, like, I'd hate this. Like, I'd be so stressed all the time. I need to know all the vibe keywords to know what my next track needs to be about so that I get optimization. Like, oh, man, I love that I can be like, yeah, the second track of my album is about Animal Crossing. You remember that game.
There have been several of them.
There have been several. This will be timeless when you listen to this one. You know, Animal Crossing, New Worlds, Awakening comes out. The epilogue, they're gonna let Square Enix start naming them. So it's
Right, exactly. I was just gonna say that sounds like a Final Fantasy title.
XRV. We don't even know. This is Kingdom Hearts style in here.
Well, that's awesome. Beefy, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. It's genuinely always a delight to talk to you.
I appreciate being able to talk to people on the internet who are friendly.
I mean,
you guys
that's
meet
us.
that to a T.
Wow.
Rachel, it's been great to be able to speak with you, Matt, less so, but still
That's
good.
fine. No,
Still
it's
good.
respectable.
Hey,
It's all right. I get it.
Respectful.
It's legit. You know, it's fair. I get it.
Y'all,
Beefy's the worst,
y'all
so
would
it's
love
fine.
the great.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah, that's true.
that's the
This
energy.
is- This is that great banter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Where's
be
my
once
popcorn?
I watch that show and Shotgun 2 seasons of it, I'm gonna be like, man, I wish I would have seen it before the show so that I could have been back and forth with Rachel more about it. And now I know I feel like an idiot what I said about whatever I said about something. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna watch it though, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Before we close out the show and thank some folks, Beefy, why don't you tell folks where they can find you online, where they can find the record, the best place to buy it, and the best place to interact with you on the
And
interwebs.
give you money. You should
And
give
give
me
me
money.
All your money, buy my CD, that kind of stuff. You can find me on Twitter at Beefiness. You can also go to beefiness.com. It's not porn. It is BEEFYNESS. Don't go to beefy.com. Unless you're into that.
I mean,
Then
that's fine.
That's a cool side. Like, I should work with those people just to see about like an affiliate situation. But at beefiness.com, you can buy my album at beefy.bandcamp.com. That is the best place, but you can stream it. It's all over the place right now. And there was a third thing you said, but
A
now I
Patreon,
forgot.
maybe?
Oh yeah,
Something on?
patreon.com/beefiness. Come hang out with me and Tanner. Join our Discord on there. Chat about the weird memes that we get and just, making fun of nonsense on the internet. And get 2 songs a month for as low as $1.
As low as $1. That's a
As low as
steal.
$1, baby. I think you get 1 track for $1. You get like 2 tracks for the $5. It's just a bonus track. We have fun with it. I did a song about Inscription that's not on the album, but I really, really like it
I'm
because we
in the
did it.
middle of a playthrough.
Are you for real?
I just beat the boss and it became a pixelated RPG and I don't know what the fuck is happening.
You're just getting started,
I
my
can't
friend.
believe it.
Yes, you are, and that's so fucking wild,
I'm
right?
streaming it and I was like, oh, I want to beat the final boss today.
Yes!
And then I was like, I'm an idiot. I'm a big dumb dummy who didn't see any of this shit coming. And I'm doing it live on the internet for people's enjoyment. Oh no.
You're like prepping for it, like, guys, I'm about to beat the game. Come check out the stream because we're probably in the end game.
I hope I win.
I got the mantis. It's over, guys. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna be.
Beefy.
I did all the strats. I did all the strats for mantises and squirrels, and we're gonna be fine. And then you have to learn a whole new game, girl. Oh, it's so cool.
Oh,
It's
it
such a
just gets
good,
better. Oh, it's so good.
such a good game.
Well, awesome.
That's
Definitely.
the wrong podcast for this, though, man.
No, I mean, no, we talk about games here too. It's
We
fine.
break the,
We're good.
the rules.
We break the rules.
Back.
I once talked about The Last of Us on this podcast. It's fine, and now it's relevant because it's gonna be a TV show. Anyway,
Forward thinking.
Beefy, thank you again. We're gonna ask you our final question in just a moment. Before we get to that, Rachel, we have some folks we should thank.
Yes, I would like to thank John Presnell for the use of the song Aurora off the album Fair Game featuring Stefan Remble.
And I would like to thank the incredible Katie Bug, who designed our awesome show art, as well as I would like to thank the incredible Case Aiken, who designs our individual
No thanks
episode
to
art.
Case. No thanks. None for
still-
you, Case.
The grudge lives on.
Never.
Case knows what they
Big
did.
hugs,
Yeah.
though, from FlameCon. I did them.
It's true. It's true.
I did them on the show floor. Not for you, Case, but for you, Case. Our feud will never
and
die.
Why don't you thank our network, Rachel?
Yes, I would love to thank our network, the Certain Point of View podcast network, of which Case Aiken is a part. And so I should
Yes.
maybe not yell at him so much. But I'm going to keep doing it because they haven't fired us yet. You can
That's true.
find all of the shows that don't yell about the network aggressively at certainpov.com. They're all delightful.
Are you gonna list any of them? Yeah.
uh,
Come on, I already mentioned one of them.
Men of Steel, Case
I
Aiken.
did, not that one, but sure.
Yeah.
Fun and Games.
That's fun.
Which
and
Beefy was a guest
fun
on.
and games.
Yes, I was.
And the books one.
Books that burn.
Books that burn. I'm always terrified to say that one. I'm like, I'm gonna mess that one up. They're all great. I love them
They are all
all.
great.
They're like members of my family.
And
Some more estranged than others.
yes, exactly. And if you want to join our Discord server, you can go to certainpov.com as well. We have a permanent invite link to our Discord server. We talk about video games, TV, movies, and a whole lot more. So please definitely come check that out. We have some new shows joining the network soon, and so we would love for you to be a part of those conversations.
Welcome them into our world.
Welcome them into our hearts. So now, Rachel, is the time where you ask our guest, Beef Thompson, our final
I'm so
question.
excited. Beefy, I must know. The world must know. If you could select any one trope that is true in movies or television to instantly and magically become true in your life, which trope would you choose?
Well, Rachel, I'm glad you asked.
Yes, it's what I'm here for, honestly.
And if I had to choose a trope that's usually true in movies and films and TV shows and what have you, to become real in real life, just off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say the one where, you know, there's like a chubby weirdo nerd character in the movie who gets picked on, but then at the very end he gets the hot girl because he's like well endowed or like, oh, secretly just, it's usually just secretly well endowed. That's usually what it is. But yeah, that's one what I would like because, you know, just anytime anything's going bad, it's like, oh, it turns out Beefy was the man the whole time. And there's like an electric guitar probably plays. And, but I'm not the main character.
Yeah.
I'm like the side character that with the side hot lady character.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm going for, I think, off the top of the head.
Secret badass.
Secret badass.
I love
You know,
that.
I don't need to advertise it. I just come off like the teddy bear, right? And then boom. Probably muscles. Probably beats up one of the side characters that's the bad guy. Bully. 80s bad
Perfect.
guy.
It's
All right,
not
perfect.
like you have any songs talking about what a badass you are. You would never do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm a rapper. We don't do that. We only rap about honest opinions about politics and culture.
Exactly. Oh.
Yes, and art, not political. Not at all.
No,
don't,
not at all.
Hey, don't think
Never.
about it too much. Don't.
Well, thank you again, Beefy. This was a delight. You're amazing.
Yeah.
I
And
really like being here. Thank you.
I want to thank, of course, before we wrap up, my stunningly beautiful and handsome, incredibly brilliant, and wonderful co-host, Rachel Quirky Shank.
Ooh, and I would like to thank my marvelous, indeed, huzzah co-host, Matt, a.k.a. Stormageddon.
The bit still sticks. All right,
It's
thank you.
my
I
best
appreciate
bit.
It is your best bit. And, of course, we want to thank you, our incredible listeners. Thank you for being here. We will see you at the movies or on a couch somewhere. Bye-bye.
Metal to magnet, she will be mine. Aurora.
Man, that movie was excellent.
It really was. Totally blew my expectations away.
I know, right? Now I really want to tell everyone about it. But I'm not sure how.
Yeah, If only there was a podcast dedicated to reviewing films and discussing the latest news and trailers on upcoming films. That would be nice.
Yes, for sure. And we can call it the Cineguy Show.
What? No. It will be called Real Movie Critic Unleashed.
No. How about Cineguy featuring Real Movie Critic?
How about the Real Movie Critic and his sidekick, the Cineguy?
CG and RMC.
RMC and CG!
The Real Movie Critic versus the Cineguy. Only at CertainPOV.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're going down, critic.
Bring it on, guy.
CPOV.
CertainPOV.com.